Y'all been doing good?
How is Charlotte?
Oh, no, I get the 7 November.
How are you? Ready to go on another cruise?
To renegotiate my contract, okay?
Well, you're trying to walk here.
That's the way I think.
I don't know. I'm worried about it.
Yep. Ooh.
I'm worried about
Oh, yeah. You ordered it.
So where are you going? That was the place I
My house in Spain.
You've been to Miami? That was one of my
That's where
Let's say I need to go over the second
Hi there. The house on
yes, there's a Kyle Brooklyn. It's still there. There's only one left.
the one I'm asking.
Come on, get it out to me.
Oh no, that's the next door. That's gone.
That's the way you like Thank you so much. Yeah. I had to give it up. I missed most of the meeting because of the planning
So Raphael Nadal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were on the bus tour coming back from the Pearl Factory, and I saw this herd of goats. Where I said, that's what the Raphael Nadal's tennis team practices on. And our tour guide, she didn't say another word. I just cracking jokes.
She thought you knew more than she did?
No, I was the tennis team practices on the goats.
Oh, okay.
Off color remark.
I bet they love to see you covered.
Hey, how you doing? Charlotte? You graduated with kinfolk.
You want to get stuck when you say
He's kin to
all that. I'm doing better than I deserve. How you doing? I feel.
Pretty, I ain't seen you in a while.
Yeah, you sure it's two jobs.
I know lots of people that when we have I'm actually talking about this. I'd like to do a
Mike, you get
That's how we was talking to them blind over here. This old man, this old woman, another nursing home together. They'd have lunch together every day at the table. And one day he looked at her and said, "Did you marry me?" And she said, "Yeah." And so she got up and leave. She said, "By the way, what's your name?"
Where you going, Daddy?
call me when you get there.
if you wanted to
He won't listen to nobody. He won't call down there.
You want to?
I'm Sunday.
Thank you. Sorry.
You go to high school?
86.
So when that hot shot quarterback
Yes.
was Alabama.
No.
Hey, you are.
Well, they, you know, they got the money, they won't pay for
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna Charlie the money. 51, that's his class. There you go. Here's your name tag. They ought to have a marker or something to see better. Or they read that.
We're not going anywhere.
I know you know some of them. Well, they know you. I know that guy. I know that guy. He's Bob Fuller.
Hey,
Hey, how you been?
Benny, I've been good, you doing okay?
How are you tired of things for your son?
Oh, just hot.
2 days. That's for sure. Okay, your name was spoken this morning in vain.
Testing the mic.
Yeah, because I was talking about.
Yeah, I know.
We had your books one time. Now he's got some from.
Hey, just don't fall.
There, that was
Just tell Lou.
anybody I know.
Sticking to the chair.
This is fun. Yeah, my daughter does it now.
Summer Road. We've been in Summer Road for 20 years. We've been in Fairfield. Yeah, no. We live on the golf course in Summer Okay. Don't know yet. Look, I'm scaling out all the good looking men. Daddy
Yeah. I came in last.
I was right behind.
I got steak. It was good yesterday. You know, it was big too. I'm thinking they get a new bunch. You ought to get Mike doing okay? Y'all finally got over what I did. That was all. I think the low was bad. I think so. It was so, you know, there's so many different legs of that thing. I think everything you get nowadays.
Yeah, I'm married.
I didn't know that.
His sister's here visiting. We're going to go to the airport to
Go marry a hotel.
Getting that. Got ahead of it.
They are somewhere because they celebrated their.
Just put in your room if you want.
This right here. It does not stand up. It's lays on
I
the
just
side.
don't know if it's gonna do. We're good. Yeah. They used to be on every corner, but it got too late. You know, a couple of years ago, I heard they were
Larry Dale.
you don't want to have those concerts.
Let me go get him. I didn't really, all I know is that, I just knew him from the reviews.
Hey, man.
I didn't know him from.
Yeah, Papa, good thing, John. I knew your brother real good. Yeah.
Was terrible all over.
They're bothering my boss. This was your concern.
No, I haven't.
Here's my boss.
You're the personality.
That's all right. At least I got the right girl. I'm not right here. Because you got to get that car. She's a Hilton. She's right now. I got her.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's still alive.
Oh, yeah, John's still alive. Kim is who she married first, and he's gone. He died at 48 years old. But his daughter, their daughter, Kelly, and her husband both big. So there you go.
I have something over in here, maybe.
They live on the golf course. They're big
So you're
dogs.
familiar with Buck.
Oh, yeah.
You go to where you volleyball.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Turn right, goes dead end, turn left, and goes to North Island.
So you still go down there?
Yeah, we got, it's a family thing, we got 6 yeah, I was going to talk to you.
Who's out there near Cherry Allison there?
I've been there 7 years.
quote unquote. Services on Colorado.
No, Chattanooga Hill.
Chattanooga, that's right. Get it. Right. That's right.
Everybody just puts on Chattanooga.
Yeah. Start at 11. You're on time. Bob's wife, Sheila. She used to cut our hair. The little beauty shop. She sang the choir, she and Bob's like a solo. First time I ever heard Bob was she sang. It was Columbus special, so I used to she was split. She sat in the car, she always sat in the crack. I'm going to get something out of the car.
I was part of the Delta group.
You doing all right? Holding up. How old are you now?
Slow down.
Did you speak to Charlotte? A word about it?
Really?
I'm Friday. One is 652 is 821. One is on off is 652 has been charged.
Oh, I got it.
Well, okay, if you're saying yes, you have 675.
Hey, boss, I don't have any show. You know this guy, Charles Cole?
That's chili cheese. Well, no, 650.
Bobby was my coach. His wife was telling us that he was No, his brother Bobby. Just go with it.
Get in there, Walter.
Huh? What you say, huh? I don't know about that, but.
Good double shot, they don't think I'm really. I'm at good. Job I can't get rid of. I tried to.
My dad's good, I was staying on trouble. I said, yeah, I'll get in there, I'll tell up right now.
Which way you want to say?
I'll be a happy
Glare.
man.
Don't bring the dog.
Too hot out there.
It's glary.
You won't stay here long, man. You'll get on and go take a little walk.
For a woman.
Yeah.
You're not
Class of
You got kids with Hapeville? Do you have kids that went to Hapeville?
Class of 48.
Yeah.
And I think Mark went to Hapeville. Michael went to, Michael went to,
I went to school with some ladies.
oh, no, he didn't have any sisters.
No, it would be his daughters.
Well, he didn't have any daughters.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he just had the two boys, Michael and Mark.
Okay. Tommy? Oh.
Be a real person.
Probably been hitting over there since.
There you go.
Ain't done that.
This is Queens. You used to get on me until I ignored that you celebrity. I'm not married. Just learned I wasn't.
The guy that won that you won yesterday. Call him this morning. 1 o'clock, I'll call you back.
Pam, you remember David Jenkins? Ran around with the rest of Kevin. David Jenkins. He died, he was in that crowd.
In the South.
Just, I think it's just a whole family.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do you have a drink over here?
No, I don't. I appreciate that very much. Just some tea.
Sweet tea?
Thank you.
You don't have baked potatoes, it's too hot. Keeps up the kitchen, and then
Tommy. He's going to.
I got a lawyer say I ain't got, I've been there 47 years.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You want it plugged in or you want it?
I'm gonna put it over here. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit over it.
That may affect audio quality.
Hey, Doug, I didn't get that. Recognize this dog? A tap, huh? No, you're right. I never thought about that. Is that what people used to tell you?
Pretty large, going with that thing today.
Y'all never thought of that. Robbie does a nice sandwich.
testing, testing.
Testing. Hello, folks. Glad all of you guys are here today. The virus has played heavily on some folks. But people really got to bring that brother in. I want to thank Larry and Donna for all the help they've given us. They have some special them on the table. Enjoy yourself with them. Our next meeting is going to be October the 12th, 2022. Scott Whitaker back in the back is filming, and you can see him, and you can get a copy of this on your computer. I want to thank Bobby Wingo for bringing out name tags and pins for all these many years. Hey, Bobby. Thank you. And now, Julian Glantz is going to come around and introduce the newcomers that are here today. There he is, right here. Wait, Julian.
Good afternoon, Hapevillians. I'm going to hold the mic and you're just going to tell me your name and I'm going to repeat it so we can keep the mic together. So your name and the year you graduated or could have or would have.
Or should have.
Dave Barnett, 73. Eleanor Barnett, 65. Betty Barnett, 1944. What a good year. Bobby Morton Wingo, 1946. Suzanne Barnett Schroeder, a class of 1970. All right. Glenn Summers of 1967. Robert Wiles, 1970. Betty Fuchel Bishop, 51. Steve Meyer, 76. Ruth Barr, 1972. Harley Thompson, is that right? Another 1951. Dave McMurrin, 1951. Tommy Hall, 49, what a good year too. Nancy Hall,
Class of 56, William Christian High School, Independence, Missouri.
Independence, Missouri, thank you for coming. Charlotte Rentz, 1958. Charles Gillespie, 1951, and his bride.
Yeah, mine's 1971, it wasn't.
71's good. Yeah. Bob Fuller, 1940.
1954.
54.
He wasn't a rose. He's one of those jumping lines.
I have to do it. Lou, Norton, Alabama. Roll Tide. Don't say it. Pam Norton, 1982. You ain't me. Larry Beard, 1956. Bobby Gillum, 53. Oh, wow. And I'll save the last released back to Gene Norton. Oh, Julian Glantz, I'm sorry, I saved me for last. 1986.
Ruth Barr. You're up, Ruth. Ruth has some letters she wants to read to us.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, I'm going to read a letter from Bonnie Wright, who is Charles Digger Wright. Stop. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me? He passed away, but this is a letter from her. Can you hear me now? There, I'll stay real close. Good morning, Jean. I got your letter about the reunion, and I have a cardiologist appointment that day, or Chuck and I would come. I hope you and your family are doing well. We are all fine. Mom, Beverly, is fine. She watches Jeopardy and putters around her house. Jessica and Tyler live with Brenda while getting a new home ready. Ellen, granddaughter, is almost 6 months old, and the twins Willa and Lily are the same age. Everyone is spending the summer up in the mountains. Brenda made a large nursery at the cabin to house all the wigglers. Love to you and all Dad's buddies. Love, bye. And this is a letter from Barbara McDonald, and she sent a picture and her new address if anybody wants to have it. Jean, please note our address change, and I use only my cell phone, and I have a number if anybody wants it. T's doing okay, but does have short-term memory loss and some heart problems. We won't be there in July, or we plan to be in North Carolina if T's health permits. We do not use any emails. Hope this finds you and yours doing well. Barbara McDonald. And she said, we hope y'all come up and visit her new lake and all. She lives down in Noonan.
Where?
Down in Noonan.
Where?
On Noonan Lakes Boulevard.
Okay.
I got the address if you want it. I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Ruth. Jess Lucas called in and said, unfortunately, he couldn't make it today, but he gave me 4 names of people that have died or that he found out about since our last meeting. One of them is Bill Strickland, who lived on Springdale Road. He graduated not from Hapeville, but he graduated finally from Russell High School in 1946. Harold Yeoman, who graduated in 1954. Billy Spar Coggett, who graduated in 1946. And James Cole Jr., graduated in 1960.
There's another one, Bobby Lewis, passed away. He graduated, Bobby Lewis, he graduated in 72.
And now, if you will, Bobby Gillum, can you give us our blessing?
Got it. Good morning, Hapeville. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Let's all be thankful we're here and let's talk for a while. Gracious Heavenly Father, we're so thankful that we're able to get together in this fellowship. We're so thankful for the memories that we have, and we're thankful for the people that have gone on before. And we ask your blessing here today. We ask that you give a blessing to our country, to the servicemen and women that in our armed forces. We ask you to give a blessing to the police department, the people that protect us every day. We ask that you bless this meeting, give us understanding in Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Bobby. Now for our main speaker, Dave Barnett. This is Betty Barnett's son. He graduated from Hapeville High School.
Testing 1, 2. Could be loud enough. All right, I am Dave Barnett. Lucky to have my mom here and 2 of my 3 sisters. We grew up down, everybody knows where the Scout Hut is. Cofield area. scout hut. We lived down in the woods, down where had a creek and a big yard. I always felt I had the best yard in Hapeville because all my friends, we play baseball there, ride our bikes. And when my mom was growing up, it was called the Rock Quarry in that area. And I was born in '55. I'm one of the young people around here. And my mom and dad grew up here in Hapeville. My dad went to College Street School. My mom went to North Avenue. And all my sisters and myself went to North Avenue. And then we all went to Hapeville High. And so back when I was in school, I started playing football in like the 5th or 6th grade. They had gray Y football there at North Avenue. And from there, I went on to Hapeville High to play in the 8th grade, the B team, and the varsity. We won the region the first time in years when I was in the 10th grade. And that was a lot of fun. I was in the band and was lucky enough to be a percussionist, playing the drums. And I was too young to go to the Rose Bowl parade where my sister went. But we went to El Paso to the Sun Bowl parade. And it was right in the middle of winter. It was freezing cold. And it's one of you like to do when it's freezing is march. But it was a lot of fun. And I also was a Boy Scout there at the Scout Hut. And yeah. And let's see, Jerry Williams was my scout leader, and Roy Druckenmiller, and my dad also helped out. We had a lot of good camping trips and a lot of fun in Boy Scouts. And Hapeville was just a fun place, as y'all know, to grow up. Being so close to Atlanta, we always called it Mayberry next to the big city, because you had things to do away from Hapeville, which weren't very far away. And most of us graduated at Municipal Auditorium, which is now Georgia State, and had my future brother-in-law take me to my first concert at the Municipal Auditorium to see Jimi Hendrix when I was 13. I always remember that. But one of the best things about Atlanta, what helped it grow besides the airport, I think, was when they built the Omni. Because before the Omni, all you ever had was the Municipal Auditorium, which you could have a seat sitting right behind the pole. And so I love going to the Omni for sporting events. As a matter of fact, I went opening night 1972. Coming up this October, it'll be 50 years since the Omni was open, and of course torn down now, but I still have a little keychain that says opening night. But it was always fun to do that. But when I graduated high school, I was trying to, like everybody, trying to decide where you want to work, what you want to do. My dad worked for the phone company for 40 years. And so I'm like, well, maybe I'll go work for the phone company. So I went and took tests, and I realized I was colorblind. And so that wasn't good when it came to matching up colors. And so my mom worked for Southern Airways. Everybody remembers the hangar that was right down the street that had the airline of aristocrats. It's an old Delta hangar that Southern had bought. But testing 1, 2. She worked for Southern, and so I said, Mom, why don't you see if they're hiring? And as most of y'all know, Delta Airlines had a rule, a nepotism rule, that you couldn't have the immediate family member work for Delta if somebody was already there. So we couldn't work for Delta because my sister Suzanne was a flight attendant. She beat us to the jump. And so I ended up getting hired 6 days out of high school with Southern Airways. And little to this day, I would know that I would go through 3 mergers and 4 airlines, and ended up with Delta about 12 years ago. And I ended up having to leave Atlanta and Hapeville back in '85 with Republic Airlines, cut flights out of Atlanta. I ended up in Memphis for 25 years. I thought I was going to live and die in Memphis, even though I was able to come back and forth and visit for all occasions. And so, fortunately, I moved back here 12 years ago. And it's always been great to come back to Hapeville. And I came back for the Centennial in '91, I think it was, and of course the Olympics, and of course working for an airline, anybody had a birthday, I was always back and forth. And my Hapeville roots were never very far away. Then there was 5 people in Memphis that had to move there like I did from Hapeville. I don't know if anybody remembers David Lee, and there was 4 others that we all kind of helped to have people from Hapeville there, and we would always pass things back and forth. Matter of fact, we would always go up on an airplane and get a newspaper from Atlanta to keep up with the sports teams, and we'd have to fight the pilots for them because they were always going back and grabbing them. And so it was just always a lot of fun, and I was glad to come back to Atlanta, and was lucky enough when I came back that I moved back in with my mom, something you never think at age 55, and lived with her for a year and a half over here at the condo behind the Family Dollar where she lived. And we got to do a lot of things together until I got remarried. Married a girl from Hapeville who was 5 years behind me in school. I never knew her until 12 years ago when they had the big reunion over in College Park. Some of y'all may have gone to that. And that's when I didn't know why I didn't know her, because I was a senior and she was in the 7th grade at that time. And so we met, and now we live up in Johns Creek, where she had a house already. And when the pandemic came along 2 years ago, Delta made an offer that I couldn't refuse, and so I went ahead and retired. Being hired at 18, when I retired, I had 47 years between 4 airlines, and they were all mergers, so I was able to carry my original hire date, and I ended up leaving like number 3 in seniority when I retired. And I do miss it a little bit, but I'm enjoying retirement very much, and so that's the good thing. But I think that covers most of it. But thank y'all for letting me talk to you, get to know you a little better.
Thank you, David. Very colorful, exciting lifetime. Thank you, Bill, for that. Anybody have any announcements or anything they want to talk about? If not, I'll turn it back over to you.
Please continue eating. One piece of unfinished business. Three pieces of unfinished business. Yes, sir. Go for it.
No.
You have to put it way up close to you.
I have a blonde joke, football joke. This guy, we'll call him Gordon, was a wealthy multimillionaire. And he always liked to have a blind on one arm or the other. And he saw this outstanding blonde called Sarah. And he thought, well, I'd like to take her. She's one of the most stunning blondes. One of the most stunning blondes I've ever seen. He said, would you like to go to the Super Bowl? She said, Oh, yeah. I'd like to go to the Super Bowl. I've never been. And my team is playing. He said, well, fine. They had seats on the 50-yard line. And during the first half, he noticed that Sarah studied the game very, very closely. Didn't say much. Talked to him during the half. But the second half, she did the same thing. Just frowned and looked at the ball game. He said, after the game was over, he said, Sarah, did you enjoy the game? Your team won. Well, no, I thought the game was rather stupid. He said, stupid? Why is that? He said, well, you remember when all the officials came out with the team captains and they flipped the quarter? He said, yes, to see which team kicked off. She said, yeah. She said, and then all during the rest of the game, people kept saying, hollering, get the quarterback, get the quarterback. She said, it's only 2 bits. My wife said, okay, that's it, I gotta give it back.
Thank you. Great joke. Next, I'm going to be coming around and retrieving your email address if you want to give it, so we can start converting Gene's list to email where he can get it out more often as a reminder and to many, many more folks. There's folks that might want to come, but we don't have their address and can't contact them. But if you know their email, we're going to write them down and start an email post. And lastly, the postage, Gene's still sending them out. It still costs 100 stamps, 150 stamps. So please donate a little something in the jar to cover the stamps.
Thank you, Julian. Anybody else have anything at all to say or add to our conversation? If not, we look forward to seeing you on October the 12th. Same place, same time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
And a plug for Hammers. Every Tuesday, it's the same steak for $9.99. Am I right? So get used to coming here on Tuesday to have steak, because Wednesday the 12th of October is a Wednesday. Come back and get the same steak Tuesday and Wednesday that month. What time does the steak deal end? 3. I appreciate it. Would you tell them where to find this video, and also text me a link, and we'll get him to put it on the form, so when they got this paper, they can have it in their...
If he emails me, I'll email. I always email Gene the link if you're going to post it. If you give me your phone number, your phone number, I can email the link to you. If once it's there, I can push the button.
What we can do is when he sends out that email with everybody's email on it, we can attach a link and they can just go to that and find it, because a lot of people don't get all that.
Gotcha.
So if you would tell him, he asked me to ask you.
I have to. You want me to tell them they're going to get
I
that?
don't know. See, I don't know.
See, I'm going to post it on YouTube like I always do.
How do you find it?
You can do a search. You can do a search for a Hapeville High School reunion.
Okay.
I'm going to tell them that.
I'll
Or
tell
you can
them.
tell
I can
them.
tell them,
Okay, yeah, just do a search because there's dozens of them, as you know. But I've got them all dated.
All right, folks. One other thing. If you do a search on YouTube under Hapeville High Reunion, you'll find these videos of our luncheon. So there's probably going to be a bunch of them. You just look at the date and you'll find it. And you can probably go back years and find years worth of it because he posts them every quarter. Thank you.
Show for today. And a good show it was. A great turnout. Ended up being a full room. Hapeville High School Reunion. Early at the house. Next time, October 12th, 2023.